The Jonestown Massacre refers to the mass murder-suicide that took place on November 18, 1978, at the People's Temple Agricultural Project, a remote settlement in Jonestown, Guyana, led by the cult leader Jim Jones. Over 900 people died, making it one of the largest mass deaths in American history. The People's Temple was founded in the 1950s by Jim Jones in Indianapolis, Indiana. Initially a Christian church, the organization evolved into a cult with a focus on socialist ideals, racial integration, and communal living. Jones's charismatic leadership attracted a diverse following, including African Americans, whites, and Hispanics. In the early 1970s, Jones moved his followers to California, establishing a headquarters in San Francisco. As the cult's influence grew, accusations of abuse, brainwashing, and financial mismanagement surfaced. Faced with increasing scrutiny and legal pressure, Jones relocated his followers to a remote area in Guyana, South America, to establish Jonestown. On November 18, 1978, the U.S. Congressman Leo Ryan, investigating reports of human rights abuses in Jonestown, traveled to Guyana with a delegation. During the visit, Ryan and several journalists were attacked and killed by People's Temple members at an airstrip as they attempted to leave Jonestown. Following the attack, Jim Jones ordered his followers to commit mass suicide. The tragedy unfolded with chilling precision. Mass suicide and murder. Jones instructed his followers to drink a lethal concoction of flavor aid, similar to Kool-Aid, laced with cyanide, sedatives, and other chemicals. Many were forced to drink the mixture, while others willingly participated, believing they were fulfilling Jones's final command. Deaths. Over 900 people, including more than 300 children, died in Jonestown. The victims were found in various stages of death, some with their bodies positioned in groups, suggesting a sense of order or obedience to Jones's final directive. Survivors. A small group of people, including a few members of the press and defectors from the cult, managed to escape the massacre. These survivors provided critical testimonies and evidence of the events that transpired. The Jonestown Massacre has been the subject of extensive investigation and numerous theories. Jim Jones's control. Jones's control over his followers was total, employing psychological manipulation, fear, and isolation. His ability to compel mass suicide remains a focal point for understanding the dynamics of cult leadership. Economic and social factors. The economic struggles and societal issues faced by the People's Temple followers have been analyzed as factors that made them vulnerable to Jones's influence. His promises of utopian living and racial harmony drew many to Jonestown. Complicity and coercion. Questions persist about the degree of coercion versus voluntary participation in the mass suicide. Some survivors claim they were forced to drink the poison, while others argue that the followers' indoctrination left them with no choice but to comply with Jones's demands. Investigative challenges. The investigation into the massacre faced challenges due to the sheer number of victims, the isolation of Jonestown, and the complexity of the cult's operations. The official death toll remains controversial, with varying reports on the exact number of deaths and the causes. Jim Jones died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, with many of his followers having succumbed to cyanide poisoning. The massacre is officially recognized as a mass murder-suicide. The event has been thoroughly documented in numerous reports, books, and documentaries, including the acclaimed 1980 documentary Jonestown: The Life and Death of People's Temple. The Jonestown Massacre has had a profound and lasting impact on American culture, law enforcement, and the study of cults. Media and literature. The tragedy has been the subject of extensive media coverage, books, and films, including The Road to Jonestown by Jeff Gwynne and the 2006 film Jonestown: The Life and Death of People's Temple. These works explore the psychological manipulation and social dynamics of the People's Temple. Cultural reference. The phrase, "drinking the Kool-Aid," has entered popular lexicon, symbolizing blind conformity or adherence to a harmful belief system. The massacre remains a cautionary tale about the dangers of cults and authoritarian control. Legal and social reforms. The events at Jonestown prompted reforms in how cults and similar organizations are monitored and regulated, as well as increased awareness of the psychological manipulation tactics used by cult leaders. The Jonestown Massacre remains a haunting chapter in human history, illustrating the profound impact of charismatic leaders and the tragic consequences of unchecked power and ideological fervor. The memory of those who perished continues to serve as a somber reminder of the vulnerabilities that can lead individuals to follow destructive paths.